The first thing you need to think about is going to be varieties. Let's assuming that we're going to be in the deep south now and we might be ordering a rabbit eye variety. What you want to remember about rabbit eye plants and northern highbush plants and southern highbush plants is that you're going to need to order more than one variety. Some of these are absolutely self-sterile, the rabbit eyes in particular, meaning that they will not pollinate themselves, so you must have at least 2 different varieties. The same thing's true for the northern highbush. They're somewhat self-fertile, but you get a lot better production if you have 2 varieties for cross-pollination. So that's the first thing you must remember, cross-pollination in blueberries, because a single variety will not pollinate itself, either not at all or very poorly. So as we do that, what other considerations should we have besides 2 different varieties? Probably the single most important consideration there is spreading the harvest season out. You probably don't want all your blueberries ripe the same 2 weeks in the middle of the summer. So what we would suggest on this one is selecting varieties from the nursery catalogs, looking up cooperative extension publications and other things to determine what the season of ripening is for those individual varieties. What we would suggest is, if you want to spread your season out, buy something that's early season, mid-season, and late season, so that you can have blueberries over quite a time period. The average blueberry is going to ripen over several weeks. A single variety will ripen over several weeks. So if you had early, mid, and late season varieties, you could certainly have them for several months in the summertime, which is probably the way you'd like to do it. Always having some fresh blueberries available. The other great thing about blueberries is that they also freeze really well. So if you have a lot of blueberries ripening at one time, you can freeze them and get them out for later use, and they're very appropriate kind of use of blueberries. Great kind of pies and blueberry muffins and everything in the middle of winter then. So think about freezing, think about preserving, think about saving some of the blueberries in the early, mid, and late season varieties. So once we selected something along those lines, for commercial growers there may be simply other considerations, but primarily for the homeowner, you're looking at season. Most of the varieties that we have today have similar disease and insect resistance characteristics. Some of them are slightly different in terms of size of the berry. Some of them are slightly different in terms of flavor of the berry. But in general, you can't really go too wrong with any of the modern varieties of blueberries that are out there. So just choose one that sounds good and go with it. I'm sure you'll be very pleased with it.